All right. Let's start the session. So, as you all know, we are going to have the first session of introduction of software testing concepts. And this will, before I go ahead with the details of today's software testing class, I would like to take an opportunity to explain what my company is and what basically we do. So as most of you would know, my name is Neha and I am from Infinas Learning Solutions. And Infinas Learning Solution is the world's leading training, consulting, staffing, and placement service provider on various management and technology programs across the globe. So basically, we are into training. We train the candidates, we train the participants, and we train the most of the target people for our training is almost everybody. So we train the candidates right from the freshers to the professional trainers. Even we train the people who are above 50 as per their age and as per their criteria. So we are into core training and development, and we are also into placement wherein we have tie-ups with the multiple multinational companies which help us in placement of the candidates after the training. So these are the two major services for Infinas Learning Solutions. And we also have a tie-up with colleges, which provides us we have a tie-ups for we are the partners for multiple colleges for their management courses. So in case if you're working, and suppose if you're working and you're not able to attain an higher course, or you always wanted to do something, you always wanted to attain a higher degree, but due to the work you're not unable to do that. So we provide solution for that as well. We have tie-ups with the companies who ensure that our work is not hampered, and then by side we also complete our training. So that is also provided, and that's a full year courses, and that's not something as a part time which can be termed as. That's a full online courses which has an equivalent credibility as a classes which are conducted as the real time classes. All right, so this is a brief about my company wherein we work. So as a series of classes, this time we have started free classes for software testing. Okay, so the idea is that we are going to conduct 12 days software testing classes, wherein the duration of each day will be 1 hour, and these all 12 days will be free. So I urge you that you pay attention, you ask questions, and you be attentive and take the opportunity of these free classes. All right, so this is the course content that we have that I have designed. So we are going to cover software testing. Of course, we are going to cover software testing for about a week or so, and then we also move into a database testing, which is an extension of the testing or a type of testing. All right, so this is a database testing. Then we will also be covering automation testing, because the market demands a lot of automation candidates, and the automation testing is a very key skill that you would, of course, need to learn. We are going to cover that as well. And in automation, we are going to cover Selenium. This is a tool which is in the market, and which has a highest visibility, I would say. So it's one of the important tool for you to learn if you want to move into testing. All right, and then we are also going to cover API testing. This is also a type of testing that this is a skill. API testing is a skill wherein there are requirements which usually cater for, or which specifically cater for the candidates who have done API testing. As in, they will ask you that we are looking for the candidates who have experience in API testing or who is aware of API testing. So that is also skills. So this is all we are going to cover in this 12-day course, which is will be an extensive, and I'll try to cover as much as I can in all the details. And I encourage you to ask questions. Okay, and yes, so I would just like to tell the format that in between the classes we are going to have quizzes. I'll be asking questions, and then you will have the one who answers the first, or the one who answers quickly or so, they will be eligible for surprise gifts and prizes. Of course, there will always be a live Q&A session at the end. So we reserve 5 to 10 minutes every day at the end of the classes wherein you can raise your hand and ask questions to me. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, so the daily timing. So I see on chat, few people are asking what is the daily timing. So for Saturdays and Sundays, which is today and tomorrow, we are going to have the classes on at 2:30 to 3:30. But from Monday onwards, we are going to have the classes from 7 to 8 p.m. Okay, yeah, and then Peksha says your voice is lagging. Is it for everybody or is it only for Apeksha? So if people can just reply me if they can hear me well, then okay. So yeah, people are responding saying good and clear. Thank you for your response. So maybe you can, the guys who are unable to hear me, I kindly request you to please check your connection or re-log in. Maybe it could be a network issue from your side. So just a request that re-log in and you will be good. All right. So now let's come to the part of recordings and few updates from my side. So guys, the people who are attending the classes daily, who complete the classes or the 12-day course, they will be getting a free completion certificate in their email. We will be sending them our completion certificate from Infinas Learning Solution as the candidate has successfully completed a testing course. After the condition is after you attend all the classes. This is for you only, so you need to be benefited and complete all the classes. By any chance, I understand that there are some unavoidable circumstances at times. So by any chance, if anybody is unable to attend the classes, so of course the recordings are there. So the recordings will be there in our YouTube channel. Plus the recordings are also there in our store. So we also have a store, and you can go and record. You can just check the store and get the recordings. And also, if you're unable to attend the classes daily and you are worried about your completion certificate, then also there is a store wherein you can, that is enabled, and wherein you can go and get the digital certificate for yourself. Okay, so I think I have so the duration of the class is 1 hour. So do we need to know any language? No, you don't need to know any language. Yes, for the automation we will discuss going ahead. Somebody asks me that do we know to, yes, for the automation side, which is a little later after I complete all these contents, we will then move on to the automation. There you can have there you need to know the concepts, but then we are going to teach that. So you do not need to, there's no prerequisite. There is no prerequisite that you need to know this before joining the class. We are going to cover almost everything that will enable you to become a software tester. Okay. All right. With this note, please keep on asking questions on chat and raise your hands if you have any questions. I will in between look at the chat and try to answer as much as I can. All right. So let us start without wasting any more time. Let us start. So like I said, we are going to cover all this in this. In the entire content is this one. So for day one, we are going to cover all this into day one. Okay, so this is the topic that we are going to cover today, introduction to software testing. What is software testing? Skills that are required for software testing. Why do you think testing is necessary? And then what are the testing principles? Okay, so what are the testing principles? So we are going to cover this four as a part of day one, and similarly, so this much we are going to cover today, this much, and then from tomorrow and so on, we are going to cover 3-4 topics every day, every day, and every day. So we see if the pace is good, then we try to cover as much as possible. Okay, and if you think that I'm going a little too fast, do let me know in the chat, and then I'll try to reduce the space, my pace. Okay, all right. Now, what is a software testing? You might be hearing all around that this is I mean, in today's world, don't you think that everything is digital? You talk about everything is digital, everything is online. I mean, is there anyone who does not uses a phone today, who do not log into any website today? No, right? We will hardly see anybody who is untouched of the digital world or of the technology that we are going through nowadays, isn't it? So when there is an application or when there is a software, just keep in mind that with that software, testing comes in. So testing is so important that with any software or with any application, by default, testing is attached to it. Now, what is the software testing? Testing is the process of determining how effective something is. How effective something is, that is a measurement. When you say, if you, I personally believe that if anything is not measurable, if anything is not measurable, if you do not have a scale to measure it, if you do not have a rating to it, then you cannot determine if it is fit for use. You would have always seen that rate us, give us marking, right from the schooling till the end. We know that, okay, we are being rated. So okay, 10 out of 10, all right, 80 out of 100. So that is a criteria to understand how effective a thing is that you're working on. Suppose if I'm trying to test something, and if anybody asks that what is, how would you rate this application, how good it is, then I would say something, I would try to explain in theory. But then when I say that, oh, it is, you know what, maybe I can rate somewhere around 8 out of 10, then the person will think that, oh, okay, I can use it, means. So there will be criteria that everything above 5 could be usable, and anything which is below 5, oh, I'll not go for it. Similarly, like movies, I'll just give a simple example. We all rely on the ratings that the movie comes in. Okay, so the movie is there, and then you look at the ratings and you say, oh, it is 4 out of 5 star, let's go and watch the movie. So everything that we can measure is basically considered to be a part of the testing. So a testing is a process of determining how effective something is. It is a process of evaluating and verifying that a software product or application does what it is supposed to do. Product or an application does what it is supposed to do. Suppose 10 years, suppose you buy a phone. Suppose you buy a phone, you might, everybody now buys a phone, right? So we go and see how the phone looks. Oh yeah, the phone looks very nice. Okay, you click a picture. The picture is awesome. The picture looks very, very pretty. Okay, so somebody says that please use Hindi as well. All right, fine. So no problem. Let me also use Hindi. Fair enough. I understand that people will be able to understand and in Hindi as well. Okay. So suppose आपने आपने phone खरीदा and आपने देखा कि फोन में द फोन बहुत अच्छा है, फोन पे पिक्चर्स बहुत अच्छे आ रहे हैं, फोन पे वीडियोस बहुत अच्छे आ रहे हैं, फोन दिखता बहुत अच्छा है, कैरी करने के लिए बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन जब आप उससे कॉल करते हैं तब आपको सुनाई नहीं देता है. वुड यू ट्राई टू गेट समथिंग? क्या आप ऐसी चीज खरीदना चाहेंगे जिसका कोर पर्पस, उसका कोर पर्पस है कि हमें सुनाई और सामने वाले को सुनाई अच्छे से दे और हमें सुनाई अच्छे से दे? So the thing is that the person whom I'm speaking to can hear well and I can also listen well. Both the things. So a phone, a primarily, a basically a phone, जो फोन होता है उसका कोर फंक्शनैलिटी ये है कि फोन आना चाहिए, सुनाई देना चाहिए मुझे भी और हमने जिसे फोन लगाया उसे भी. बाकी चीजें सेकेंडरी है, बाकी चीजें सेकेंडरी है, प्राइमरी नहीं है. तो अगर मेरा वो कोर चीज काम नहीं कर रहा है तो मैं बोलूंगी नहीं यार, फोन तो इतना अच्छा नहीं लगा, नहीं मुझे नहीं मजा आया ये फोन, के लिए आई वुड नॉट रिकमेंड एनीबडी टू बाय. मैं किसी और को ना नहीं बोलूंगी कि आप ये फोन यूज करिए, क्योंकि दिस इज नॉट दैट यू कैन रिलाई ऑन. ठीक है, तो उसको टेस्टिंग बोलते हैं. टेस्टिंग इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ इवेल्युएटिंग, इवेल्युएट करिए, आप उसको वेरीफाई करिए कि सॉफ्टवेयर और application does what it is supposed to do. See, this is the key line. This is the key line wherein it says that it does what it is supposed to do. मतलब जिसका जो काम है वो उसने करना चाहिए। ओके, मतलब आप उसको बहुत सारे एक्स्ट्रा फीचर्स प्रोवाइड करिए, आप उसको बहुत सारे एक्स्ट्रा फीचर्स प्रोवाइड करिए कि इसमें ये भी है मैम, इसमें ये भी है, ये देखिए सर, ये आप इससे चलता फिरता वीडियो निकाल सकते हैं, आप इसमें रिकॉर्डिंग्स बहुत अच्छे से कर सकते हैं, 10 मिनट की रिकॉर्डिंग कर सकते हैं आप। लेकिन अगर मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट है कि मैं यूएस में मेरा कोई रिलेटिव है और मुझे उससे बात करनी है और वही नहीं हो पा रहा है, तो मैं क्या बोलूंगी, एट द एंड this software or this application does not do what it is supposed to do. तो हम टेस्टिंग क्या है कि हमें ये एक प्रोसेस है, टेस्टिंग इज अ प्रोसेस which determines how effective a software or an application is. ठीक है, आज अगर आप देखेंगे तो रोज रोज एक मोबाइल का एक वर्जन रिलीज होता है, हर एक आईओएस है, आईफोन्स है, उनके हर दूसरे तीसरे दिन एक एक अपडेटेड वर्जन निकलता है। अपडेटेड वर्जन के साथ साथ और क्या निकलता है, एक नया आईफोन ही निकल जाता है। आईफोन 14 है, आईफोन 14 के बाद 3 महीने में हम देखेंगे कि आईफोन 15 आ गया है। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि एप्पल कंपनी, would Apple company launch an iPhone without testing? Do you think somebody says that screen is not visible? Yes, everybody says no. Yeah, right कि नहीं नहीं करेंगे हम उसको, हम उसको लॉन्च नहीं करेगा एप्पल विदाउट टेस्टिंग। क्यों? क्योंकि बहुत कुछ स्टेक पे लगा है, उसका उसका मार्केट रेप्यूटेशन स्टेक पे लगा है, यू कस्टमर सेटिस्फैक्शन स्टेक पे लगा है, बहुत कुछ स्टेक पे लगा है। सो यू इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन, आप नहीं सोच सकते कि हम कोई भी प्रोडक्ट, कोई भी एप्लीकेशन मार्केट में बिना टेस्ट किए लॉन्च कर देंगे। दैट विल बी अ ह्यूज फेलियर। हमें सिवाय फेलियर के कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा। लोगों का ट्रस्ट उठ जाएगा उस एप्लीकेशन से, लोगों का ट्रस्ट उस सॉफ्टवेयर से उठ जाएगा एंड पीपल विल नॉट बाय, इट्स गोइंग टू ह्यूजली इम्पैक्ट द बिजनेस। आपका बिजनेस बहुत ज्यादा बुरी तरह इम्पैक्ट होगा। राइट राइट गाइस। So whatever I have explained, we can't go and say ki when we have a question, when the interviewer asks us what is the software testing, so हम उसे ये नहीं बोल सकते कि मैम आपको क्या लगता है कि जब एप्पल लॉन्च करेगा तो वो बिना टेस्ट किए लॉन्च करेगा। We can't say like we can't provide them these answers. We need to be clear, we need to be concise. राइट है कि नहीं? सो हमें एक प्रॉपर डेफिनेशन बताना पड़ेगा। सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग इज अ प्रोसेस to evaluate the functionality of a software application with an intent, intent मतलब इच्छा, with an intent to find whether the developed software meets the system specified requirements or not, and to identify the defects to ensure that the product is defect free in order to produce a quality product। मतलब हम at the end में गोल क्या है हमारा, आपका, हम कुछ भी काम करें, आप कुछ भी काम करिए, आप सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग में नहीं है, ठीक है, आप सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग में नहीं है, मान लीजिए आप कोई भी फील्ड में है, मान लीजिए आप टीचर है, आप किसी भी चीज में है, ठीक है, आप होटेलियर है, आप ट्रैवलिंग की कंपनी में काम करते हैं, या आपका ट्रैवल एजेंसी है, आप यू नेम इट, the end goal is what? The end goal is to provide quality to everybody. Wherever I am giving you a lecture, I am providing you a session, what would be my end goal? That मैं आपके लिए value add कर पाऊं, that at the end I deliver a quality session, right? So that is what it is done, and this is where the testing comes in picture. Okay, so why do we need to do a software testing? Simple, we need to do a software testing to verify and validate that system does what it is meant to do। मतलब सिस्टम वही कर रहा है जो उसे करना चाहिए, पहला, एंड दूसरा टू एनहांस द क्वालिटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट। ठीक है, all right, so let's move on to the next one, and please keep on replying on the chat, ask your questions, and let me know that if you're able to see the screen, if you're able to understand, and if the pace is right or not. I just want your feedback so that we can go ahead in that same manner, or if you want me to do something else, we can do that. Okay, okay, yeah. Let me quickly check if someone is asking anything. Someone says Someone says, ma'am, could you repeat the topics you're covering in 12 days? Yes, I can repeat what I'm covering in 12 days. Tushar, give me a second, guys. Can you see the screen, Tushar? So if you can just reply. Okay, so we are going to cover introduction to software testing, testing principles, skills that are required for testing, what is a software development life cycle, what is a software testing life cycle, types of software, levels of software testing, SDLC models that we use, which is the waterfall model and V model, V&V model, and then we have this one, test case development. How are we going to create test cases? Testing techniques कि टेस्ट करते समय आप क्या टेक्निक यूज करना है, क्या नहीं यूज करना है, बेसिकली टेस्ट कैसे करना है, ठीक है, हाउ, दिस इज द क्वेश्चन ऑफ हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू टेस्ट. डिफेक्ट मैनेजमेंट किसको बोलते हैं? टेस्ट क्लोजर. आपने सब टेस्टिंग कर ली, आपको सब, आपने सब ऊपर से नीचे तक चेक कर लिया, अब क्या? सो दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड टेस्ट क्लोजर. ओके, सो यू नीड टू हैव अ प्रॉपर टेस्ट क्लोजर. तो मैंने वो भी कर लिया, ठीक है. नाउ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस इन टेस्टिंग. कोई भी फील्ड में आप हो, कोई भी फील्ड में एक बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस का कॉन्सेप्ट होता है, दैट यू इम्प्लीमेंट बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस, दैट ऐसे ऑप्टिमाइजिंग योरसेल्फ. दिस इज कॉल्ड ऑप्टिमाइजिंग योरसेल्फ. सो ये रातों रात नहीं आएगा. आप 1 साल काम किए, आपको आपको समझ, आपको लगा कि मैं शायद 2-3 चीजें और करती तो और अच्छा होता. तो दैट इज व्हाट, दैट इज अ कंटिन्यूअस लर्निंग, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज कंटिन्यूअस लर्निंग. So this is best practices in testing. Now, then we will have a database testing. Like I said a couple of minutes before, that for database testing also. So testing, this is the GUI testing. So if I have to say a GUI testing means application जो हमें दिखता है. Database testing मतलब backend. डेटाबेस टेस्टिंग मतलब बैकएंड, मतलब टेस्टिंग जो हमें दिख रहा है उसके पीछे का काम कैसे होता है, हमें वो भी वेरीफाई करना है. तो डेटाबेस टेस्टिंग इज अ स्किल. कितनी बार इंटरव्यू कंपनीज जो रहती हैं वो लिखती हैं दैट वी आर हायरिंग डेटाबेस टेस्टर्स, वी आर हायरिंग डेटाबेस टेस्टर्स, हमें डेटाबेस टेस्टर्स की जरूरत है. सो इन दैट केस व्हाट आर द स्किल्स, तब हमें क्या आना चाहिए, हमें इतना आना सफिशिएंट नहीं है, तब हमें आना चाहिए एसक्यूएल के कमांड्स, एसक्यूएल की जॉइंस, डेटाबेस कैसे कनेक्शन है, उसका फ्रंट एंड का और बैक एंड का कैसे कनेक्शन है, एसक्यूएल के कीवर्ड्स क्या है. सो वी आर आल्सो गोइंग टू कवर दिस. ओके, एंड देन ऑटोमेशन टेस्टिंग, लाइक आई सेड कि ऑटोमेट करेंगे हम. मान लीजिए मैं कोई भी चीज चाहती हूँ कि अपने आप टेस्टिंग हो जाए उसकी, ठीक है. अपने आप टेस्टिंग हो जाने का मतलब है कि आपको कुछ कुछ उसको बताना पड़ेगा, ठीक है. आपको मशीन को भी इंस्ट्रक्शंस देना पड़ता है ना कि आप कुछ सेट करिए. मान लीजिए आपको फॉर एग्जांपल यू हैव अ कैमरा, सो आप अपने कैमरा में खुद ही पिक्चर्स क्लिक हो जाते हैं आजकल. तो बट यू नीड टू सेट अ टाइमर. अब वहां पे टाइमिंग देते हैं 3 सेकेंड, सो इट विल वेट फॉर 3, 2, 1 क्लिक. सो दैट इज समथिंग a little advanced, which is called an automation testing. Okay, and then that we are going to cover. So the tool that we use for automation testing is the Selenium, which is the most demanded tool as of now in the industry, in the IT industry. Most of the companies are looking for Selenium. If you have Selenium, then you don't have to worry about the job. You are for sure going to get the job if you have a good command over Selenium. All right. And then there's something called as API testing interface. That is also a packaging in API testing, we call that. ओके, सो एप्लीकेशन इंटरफेस टेस्टिंग. उन दोनों के इंटरफेस के बीच में, दो सिस्टम के साथ अगर कनेक्ट करना है तो बीच में देयर इज एन इंटरफेस. सो हाउ डू यू कम्युनिकेट विद दैट इंटरफेस, दैट इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज एपीआई टेस्टिंग. ओके, व्हाट इज द नेम, somebody asked, Pooja asked, what is the name of your YouTube channel? Oh yeah, so we are going to send in the group, we are going to send the link where you can get the recording and then you can click it and subscribe that, subscribe our channel, and then you can get a message of everyday recordings that will be uploaded there. So don't forget to subscribe that so that the notifications comes into you and then you are able to provide, then you will be able to get the recordings. All right. Yes, so guys, notes. Somebody is asking about notes. So we have our store. everyday notes in details will be uploaded there. We are going to share the information in our WhatsApp group, so please be active on that as well. Look for the messages that you have. So we have just pasted our channel, YouTube channel. Somebody was asking, so please subscribe to that YouTube channel. We keep on uploading videos and we keep on answering the questions there as well. So don't forget to subscribe that as well. And about the notes, yes, we will have that in our uploaded in our store. Okay. Somebody says, ma'am, do we need to have a deep knowledge? No, you do not need to have a deep knowledge at all when you are going to go for the automation. We are going to cover the basics of Java. If you see here, there is a class which is going to cover automation testing using Java and Selenium, wherein we are going to cover these concepts. That's it. Java basics, you need to know the basics, which we are going to cover. Okay. All right. So let me just move on to the next session. So Chanda says, hello, ma'am. Hello, Chanda. Welcome to the class. Okay. So yes, so I'm just moving on. All right, so this is there. So I'm just moving on to the slide. So maybe I'll not respond to the questions and I'll keep on checking in an interval of 10-15 minutes and I'll reply to the answers. Okay. So yes. Okay. Introduction to what is the software testing. We covered it. Now let's move on to the skills that are needed for software testing. So you might think that, am I a good candidate for software testing? मुझसे software testing हो पाएगा? People are asking कि मुझे ऑटोमेशन आना चाहिए, मुझे क्या आना चाहिए कि मैं एक सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टर बन जाऊं, मुझे क्या आना चाहिए कि मैं सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग में जॉब मिल पाए मुझे, राइट? अ वेरी रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज एट द एंड आवर गोल इज टू ग्रैब अ जॉब. हम सबको जॉब चाहिए, करेक्ट? दैट वी वांट टू डू अ जॉब, वी वांट टू बी सक्सेसफुल, करेक्ट? सो yes, so is it not something that you need to know coding or something? So basically skills are, you need to have a good attitude first of all, a good communication skills, आपको communicate करना आना चाहिए, which is required, I think, which is an essential skill that is required for entire industry. आपको क्या लगता है? reply में in the chat, आपको क्या लगता है कि communication, अच्छा communication होना कितना important है? Because if you're able to articulate, if you're able to communicate well to the people, then only they will understand. अच्छा, अच्छा, ये तो अच्छे से समझा ही नहीं पाता है, इसको इसको तो कुछ पूछो तो इसको तो questions he is not able to answer, है कि नहीं? So you need to have good communication. If people are having problem into communicating or understanding, then I would recommend, I would suggest that guys start working on your communication. That is very important in everything, just not the testing, in the entire industry. Okay. So yes, passion is required for any profession that you work on. If you're guys, if you're lazy, अगर आप में passion नहीं है, आप में कुछ करने का मन नहीं है, then howsoever maybe classes you attained, I explain you 10 times, if you are lazy enough, you don't have the zeal, then there is no profession that can help you out. Okay. Technical skills, yes, to some extent. Technical skills as in the skill that we are learning. This testing is a technical skill course. So and you need to know the words, the terminologies जो हम explain करेंगे कि software development क्या होता है, software industry कैसे काम करती है, उसमें roles किसके पास क्या होते हैं, कहाँ कहाँ हम eligible है apply करने के लिए. So you need to have that mindset. Okay, have that open mindset कि हाँ हम open mindset, we need to know that कि क्या skills हमारे लिए जरूरी है, and then we build it. It's not important that you don't know. The important is that you understand what is required and then we build it. The key is to that. Okay, analytical skills means little bit of mathematical skills, logical skills. हम math, अगर आपने अपने 10 12 के अच्छे mathematics किए हैं, then that is also required, that you understand what the problem is. So here there's something as a problem solving skills and not a problem creator. So testing would be something that would require a problem solving skills. आपके पास कोई कुछ लेके आया है, आप सीधा सा, आपका अगर एक जवाब है, मुझे नहीं पता, I don't know, then I would say, my friend, that you need to change that. because we want the skill which has to be problem solving. Then the answer should be let me try. मैं देखता हूँ मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. Let me just Google it. Let me just try to find it out. If you have that kind of an attitude, then this is definitely for you. This is the skill. Okay. Now, why do we think testing is necessary? Yes, testing is very necessary. I would say testing is not necessary. It is very, very necessary. Okay. And why do we think? Now, like I gave an example of an Apple phone, Microsoft. You take an example of anything. You take an example of anything, right? You the better testing you have, what are the advantages? I would say, why is testing necessary? अभी क्या होगा, suppose if you have an bank account, everybody has a bank account and most of us would be operating online. हम या तो मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन यूज करते हैं, अपने मोबाइल पर हमारे पास ऐप होते हैं, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक का ऐप होता है, एसबीआई का ऐप होता है. आप उसमें एक अकाउंट से दूसरे अकाउंट में पैसे ट्रांसफर करते हैं. अगर गलती से आपका पैसा जिसको आपने ट्रांसफर किया है उसके बजाय किसी और को ट्रांसफर हो जाए, हाउ वुड यू फील? हाउ वुड यू फील? यू वुड बी वेरी अपसेट. आप बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होंगे, आप एसबीआई के चक्कर काटेंगे, आप बैंक में जाएंगे कि हम आपका सॉफ्टवेयर कभी नहीं यूज करने वाले हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने ट्रांसफर किया था पैसा ए को और पैसा चला गया बी को. तो ये चूक कहाँ हुई? अगर एसबीआई ने या आईसीआईसीआई ने उसकी थॉरो टेस्टिंग करी होती, अगर उन लोगों ने एंड टू एंड टेस्टिंग की होती कि भाई हम पूरा का पूरा 10 बार ही वो प्रोसेस करके देखते हैं, मैं 1000 ट्रांसफर 1000 से लेकर मैं 1 करोड़ एक बार चेक करती हूँ कि उतना ही अमाउंट ए को जा रहा है कि नहीं जा रहा है, तो हमारे को ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुई होती. Isn't it? So software testing is necessary to money loss, हमारा money loss नहीं हो, security issues. I am sure, I am very sure आपको सबको पता होगा या सबने सुना होगा साइबर क्राइम, साइबर सिक्योरिटी. ठीक है, हैकिंग. हैकर्स क्या करते हैं? वेट करते रहते हैं, ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स बनाते हैं जिसमें हमारा मोबाइल या तो हैक हो जाता है या हमारा अकाउंट ही हैक हो जाता है. फिर हमें पता चलता है कि हमारे अकाउंट के सारे पैसे चले गए. व्हाट इज दैट? दैट इज सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज. इसका मतलब है कि जिस एप्लीकेशन से हमारे पैसे चले गए उसकी सिक्योरिटी टेस्टिंग नहीं हुई थी. ठीक है. सो टेस्टिंग इज वेरी मच नेसेसरी टू हैव द प्रॉपर सिक्योरिटी, टू हैव इनफ सिक्योरिटी which cannot be breached, मतलब उसको कोई ब्रेक ना कर पाए. ठीक है. So I have just written something. I will just like to read it for you people so that we know. Like I said कि हम example जब हम interview में जा रहे हैं, and if somebody asks me, okay, tell me Priyanka, for example, why do you think a software testing is necessary? What I'm going to not say, मैं उसे अपनी language में नहीं बताऊंगी. I'm going to say that software testing is a critical part in software delivery. If there is a bug in the application, we have to resolve it before it goes live. Live मतलब लॉन्च करने से पहले. मैं पूरी दुनिया में अगर वो एप्लीकेशन को लॉन्च कर रही हूँ तो मैं उसके पहले उसकी टेस्टिंग कर लूंगी. अब a properly tested software enhances the security. Enhances the security means वो security को बढ़ाती है. Reliable मतलब आप उस पर ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं कि ये वाले एप्लीकेशन पे तो ये वाला जो बैंकिंग है ना, मैं इस पे जितनी बारी चाहूं यूज करूं कुछ नहीं हो सकता. मैं निश्चिंत होके आई कैन यूज दिस सॉफ्टवेयर बिकॉज दिस हैज बीन टेस्टेड मल्टीपल टाइम्स. परफॉर्मेंस, उसका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा है, वो स्लो नहीं है. मतलब मैं एक वेबसाइट खोल रही हूँ और वो घूमे जा रहा है. It's just buffering and it is just trying to fetch something, but then it is taking a lot of time. Means कि उसका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत स्लो है. Have you guys tried IRCTC? हम सब IRCTC पे कभी ना कभी टिकट्स बुक करते हैं, and especially at the time of तत्काल. What do you think? How is the performance? How is the performance when we try to book the tickets? The performance is very slow. आप log in करते हैं, आप दो दो पेजेस पे नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट करके जाते हैं, तीसरे पेज पे वो क्या होता है, यू आर बैक टू द लॉगिन पेज, right? The performance is very, very slow. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Xavier. So that the performance is very slow. So that means the people do not do the testing properly. So if we do the testing properly, it will reduce the time. Okay, it will reduce the cost and increases the overall quality of software testing, and which in turn increases the customer satisfaction. This should be your answer. When anybody asks you why does a software testing necessary, we need to say a properly tested software enhances the security, reliability, and performance. It reduces the cost, it reduces the time, and it increases the overall quality of the software, which in turn increases the software satisfaction. What is the end goal? Quality and customer satisfaction. If your quality is good and you have a good customer satisfaction, what it will bring you? It will bring you more business. Everybody wants more business, isn't it? Everybody wants more business, right? So you just can't think बैठे बैठे नहीं मिलेगा आपको more business. You need to, whatever you're doing, you need to improve that quality. You need to improve on your customer satisfaction. How you will get that? You get that by doing a proper testing. You get that by doing a testing which will enhance your security, which will enhance the performance of the application. ओके, एंड विच विल रिड्यूस द कॉस्ट. अगर आपका एप्लीकेशन शुरू में ही बहुत अच्छा टेस्टेड है और बाद में कुछ एरर्स नहीं आ रहे हैं, तो आपका कॉस्ट बहुत बच जाता है. करेक्ट. सो दिस इज व्हाई टेस्टिंग इज नेसेसरी. All right, I'm just looking into the question answers. Let me just answer the question, few of the questions. Okay, what are the people asking me? I would just love to answer them. And then please keep on replying, guys, if so far you are able to understand and you are able to interpret, आपको समझ में आ रहा है how things are going and how is the pace. So please keep on replying into the chat, and then I will get back to you. Somebody asked me background for software testing, and if I am 2020 pass out, yes, you can still you are still eligible for the job. Connect us on our WhatsApp number. We will be happy to help you. The name is not there, it's an anonymous attendee. So yes, we will definitely please reply us, please get back to us on our WhatsApp or email us. We will be happy to help you out. Okay. Can you please tell us about the placement? I would say, of course, placement is the end goal. हमारा end goal है कि हम आपको जितना हो सके आपको placement में assistance provide करें और आपको help करें इन courses से, ताकि आप इसमें switch कर पाएं. This is my intention. This is my goal, that I can do it. And guys, regarding the career, if I just want to add, if you have any break and if you have done your BSc, BCom, then also you are eligible. But you need to drop us an email, reply on the WhatsApp, because this I'm going to cover the testing concepts for your, because the goals would be different for different individuals. सबके individuals के goals अलग होंगे. So I would like to talk to them individually rather than communicating it in this class. So yes, anybody who's passed out from 2015 to 2022, you all are eligible for the software testing classes. Okay. So don't worry about that. And I would request to drop us an email, to drop us a message on WhatsApp, and we would love to help you and answer your questions. Okay. So today, yes, we are. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. So I, by mistake, the mute got pressed. Okay. All right. So yeah. So let me just Is software testing and cybersecurity same? No, software testing is a complete testing, and cybersecurity testing basically is a different skills wherein you need to do a course of a security testing. So we are going to provide Selenium with Java for the automation testing. Okay. And Jira tool is how much Jira tool? Yes, so Jira tool is very, very important for all of us to know the Jira tool. Okay. You can get a job as a tester. You need to study. Apart from this, you need to speak to us. You need to come up with the questions which we can take offline after this 12-day courses. Okay. So we are having Selenium with Java this time. Probably we will try to cover up sometime Python with Selenium as well. So this time it's Java with Selenium. Okay. And Jira is very important. We'll try to cover up a Jira tool. I'll try to give a high level of an understanding of the Jira tool. Okay, Sakshi? Jira is important. Did we get knowledge? Yes. So bug reporting through Jira is a key thing. I'll try to cover it up in the classes. I'll see how it goes, and we will try to cover up when we come into the defect management. So if you see guys, this one is the defect management. We have this defect management courses. We have this defect management class, so we are going to cover the bug, how to raise bugs, and then I'll try to see if we can cover the Jira tool as well. Someone asked me, ma'am, Java with Selenium or Python? So this is not which is best. It is like saying, ma'am, developer अच्छा है कि tester अच्छा है? नहीं. Ma'am, developer अच्छा है कि tester अच्छा है? This is something which is equal. So there are companies who work on Java with Selenium. There are companies who work with Python with Selenium. So it is based on the requirement. It is based on what do you want to learn. There is no differentiation कि ये अच्छा है कि वो ज़्यादा अच्छा है. Okay, I would say both are equally good. So focus on one thing, what you want to learn, and what are your interests. So stick to that. सारे सारे जगह पैर मारने की कोशिश मत करिए. Don't try to sail on all of the boats at the same time. Try to pick one, try to master that, and there will be no looking back. Okay, bug means error. Yes, bug means error. Correct. You're correct, Kalyani. Okay. Uh, Yeah. So, and Jira and Selenium is not the same. Someone asked, Jira is Selenium is an automation tool, and Jira is basically Jira is for everything. Jira is for tracking your work. Jira is for defect. Jira is for all the activities that you can log in, and you can track the progress of that. And Selenium is limited to test automation. So they are not different. So they are not same. They are very much different. I'll try to teach Jira basics. So this 12-day course is a free course. Okay, somebody asked me, ma'am, is this paid? No, guys. I'll try to provide the best that I can provide in this 12 days. So the request is that please be attentive. Keep on asking questions, as many as you can. Drop us an email, drop us messages on WhatsApp, and we will try to answer those. Yes, you are still eligible for getting a job, even if you are a 2018 pass out. Okay. Yes, even if you are a non-IT background, guys, the only thing that you have to have is, if you are a non-IT background, you need to put little more extra efforts because the rewards are also big. है कि नहीं? अगर अपने को कुछ चाहिए, कुछ अच्छा चाहिए, तो उसके लिए मेहनत भी अच्छा करना पड़ेगा. There is no shortcut. हमें ये समझना बहुत important है. There is no shortcut. There is nothing that can be achieved overnight. आप उससे बाहर आ जाइए कि हम रातों रात कुछ हमें मिल जाएगा. It's all myth. It's a very, very big myth. Guys, the harsh reality is, if you want something good, अगर आपको कुछ अच्छा चाहिए तो आप कुछ अच्छा करिए. It's a simple equation, right? So Yes, so there is a number which is where the guys, so there is Infinas Learning Solution. There is a group wherein we are circulating messages. That is my number. So the messages that you are getting from the Infinas Learning Solution, that is my number. Please drop messages on that and I will be replying after the class. Okay. And if you're non-technical, nothing to worry about. So I said the skills that are required. The skill is the passion, the skill is the attitude, the skill is good communication, the skill is to put extra efforts. All right. And my number is the same number for just Selenium Java basics, or you need to learn Java advanced. No, Vinayak, you don't need to learn advanced Java. You only need to learn Java basics. Okay, because we are not into development, we are into testing, so we need to learn basics of Java and the Selenium tool. So I just mentioned my number, the messages that guys you are getting in the WhatsApp, the group messages that we are sending you, that is my WhatsApp number. Please go ahead and drop your concerns. Hi Ankita. I for extra notes भी provide करते हो क्या आप every topic? So every day recording will be uploaded. Okay, so recording will be uploaded. So we are going to upload the recordings every day. Please go through that and the recordings link and everything will be shared at the end of the class. Okay. All right, guys. So I just which testing is in demand? So automation testing is in demand. Database testing is in demand. API testing is in demand. So all these testing, basically testing is in demand. As a one-liner, testing is in demand, guys. Okay. ETL testing is of course in demand. It's a kind of a it's a kind of a database testing. Someone says manual testing future. So with manual, I would always suggest that you learn one thing. You learn either manual plus database testing. You learn manual plus Selenium testing, automation testing. Just add to your skills. Okay, it will broaden your chances of getting job quickly. Yes, so this is the number. I've just pasted the number wherein you can communicate, and anybody who has asked this, please scroll up and down. You will just get this number. Yes, Neha, ये सब सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग में होता है, बिल्कुल होता है. This is what we are talking about, live testing that is done in the real industry. All right, so I have been into testing for last 15 years. Okay, I am been in and out into testing. I have worked in all the major MNCs, and from my experience, that is what I'm going to share my all experience. Basically, you're going to get a summary of what I have been doing in the industry from last 15 years. Okay, so this is not that we are going to read as a theory. This is the practical that we implement every day when we are working on the projects. ठीक है? Okay, so I would ask you guys that pay attention to the classes and keep posting your questions, and I will be happy to answer. And so far, I think you are getting your understanding. Drop me a messages also of if you are able to understand what is being taught in the class. Okay, drop messages for that as well. Okay. Uh, now let's move on to I have done what is why is testing necessary. Thank you, Shubhangi. Thank you guys who are responding. Keep on replying to the messages so that yeah, very nice. If you have understood everything till now, please pay attention. You can also understand everything till the classes entire course ends. Okay, so we covered this, why is testing necessary. Now let's move on to this one, testing principles. Okay, and now we understood what is the software testing. We understood what skills do we need for the software testings. We also understood why is software testing necessary. If a simple question, if anybody says why is software testing necessary, you need to just say that it enhances the overall quality of the product. It increases the customer satisfactions. It builds the reliability. It increases the performance and so on. All right. Now let's go on to the testing principles. So you see this seven. You see this seven. So there are 7 testing principles which we are going to follow while doing the testing. जब आप टेस्टिंग करेंगे किसी एप्लीकेशन की, जब आप सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी में जाते हैं, तब ये प्रिंसिपल्स आपने अप्लाई करने हैं. जब हमें कोई बोलेगा कि लिसन लिसन हे मैन लिसन, आपको ये एप्लीकेशन है, आप इसको टेस्ट करो, तो जब हम टेस्टिंग की पूरी प्रोसेस करेंगे, तब हम बारी बारी से या एक साथ या जिसमें जो प्रिंसिपल एप्लीकेबल है, हम वहां पे ये प्रिंसिपल्स को इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे. ठीक है. सो first principle says testing shows the presence of defects. Now let me just open this document which I have explained in detail. So there are 7. That is why we have made this 7. That is how I have designed it. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yes. Let me just open this 7 testing principles. All right. So can you see the screen? I think I need to share it again, or is it visible? I have opened it from this doc where I had placed it. Can anybody confirm if they are able to see the Word document that I have opened by any chance? Okay, no. All right. Let me just quickly share this also. Okay. Yeah. Now? Now, all right. Very good. Very good. So these 7 testing principles. So first one is exhaustive testing is not possible. Exhaustive testing is not possible. What does it mean? Exhaustive. Let's simply understand the word exhaustive. Have you heard people saying, I'm exhausted today? मैं बहुत exhaust हो गई हूँ. Means कि आप इतना कुछ करके आए हो कि आप थक गए हो. आज का आपका दिन बहुत हेक्टिक था कि आप थक गए हो. ठीक है. So exhaustive testing is not possible. Okay. Now, all right. So what does it mean? That you know what? एक एप्लीकेशन आपके पास है. You have given an application और उसमें एक पेज है. So suppose a login पेज है. Suppose Gmail login है या IRCTC login है और I have been asked to test that page. So normal मैं क्या करूंगी? मैंने देखा कि मैंने डाला, मेरा यूजर नेम है Tom123, मेरा पासवर्ड है XYZ, मैंने लॉगिन पे क्लिक किया तो हो गया लॉगिन. ठीक है. फिर मैंने देखा कि मैंने फॉरगॉट पासवर्ड पे क्लिक किया. ठीक है, वो भी चल रहा है. मेरे दिमाग में आया 4-5 चीजें मैंने कर ली. अब अब अगर कोई बोले कि उसमें और क्या क्या हो सकता है, अगर मैं 10 लोगों को बोलूं उसको टेस्ट करने के लिए गाइस, तो 10 लोग 10, 10, 20, 30 अलग अलग चीजें लेके आएंगे कि मैम ये भी तो हो सकता है. मैं बोलूंगी हाँ हो तो सकता है. मैम ये स्क्रॉल बार है राइट में, मैं उसको भी तो टेस्ट कर सकती हूँ कि ये ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. मैंने कहा हाँ हो, तो ये बात तो है. मैं बोलूँ, तुम बोलोगे कि मैम वो जो राइट कॉर्नर में क्रॉस लिखा रहता है ना, उसको भी तो टेस्ट करना पड़ेगा कि मैं उसको क्लिक करती हूँ तो बंद होता है कि नहीं बंद होता है. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज देयर इज नो एंड टू टेस्टिंग. You have to draw that line. Okay. First principle says exhaustive testing is not possible. We need to understand कि इस एप्लीकेशन को कितना टेस्ट करना है. We need to understand. You need to understand that based on the critical items, based on the important items, आपने आपने एक line draw करनी है. You need to understand that, okay, I stop my testing here. And if anybody asks you why did you stop, you need to be prepared कि hello, excuse me, exhaustive testing is not possible. I have done my testing based on these criteria. You need to have an answer कि मैंने सारे वो एलिमेंट्स कवर किए हैं जो जो हाई रिस्क वाले हैं, जिसमें चांसेस हैं कि डिफेक्ट मिले, जो चांसेस हैं कि काम नहीं कर सकते हैं. अब आप बोलोगे कि उसका A to Z का मैं उसमें वर्ड्स देखती रहूं या कुछ और, सो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. ओके. So let me just read this. Exhaustive testing is not possible. Instead, we need to we need the optimal amount of testing based on the risk assessment of the application. Now the $1,000,000 question is, how do you determine the risk? अब मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल बोलती हूँ कि सपोज कोई ओएस है, कोई ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है, ठीक है। हाँ, आपके पास एक ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है, विंडोज ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है। आपको कोई बोलेगा कि ये कब क्रैश होगा, तुमको क्या लगता है कि ये फेल कब होगा? तो मेरे दिमाग में क्या होगा कि अगर मैं एक साथ 10-20 पेजेस या 10-20 एप्लीकेशंस उस ओएस में ओपन करने की कोशिश करूंगी, तो हो सकता है कि ओएस मेरा क्रैश हो जाए, इतना लोड ना ले पाए। तो मैं क्या टेस्ट करूंगी कि मैंने 10-20 ओपन करके देख लिया, मैंने क्रिटिकल चीजें टेस्ट कर ली कि हाँ, अब इससे पता चल रहा है कि यार ये इस टाइम पे क्रैश होता है। तो मैंने एक लाइन ड्रॉ की कि मैं ये वाली इतनी टेस्टिंग करूंगी एंड देन आई विल बी ओके। ठीक है। अब अब उसके बाद अब हम उसके बाद देखो इसमें क्या लिखा है, लेट्स डू एन एक्सरसाइज, which operation is most likely to cause your operating system to fail? ठीक है। आई एम श्योर सबने गेस किया होगा कि ओपनिंग 10 डिफरेंट एप्लीकेशंस ऑल एट द सेम टाइम। मैं एक वर्ड भी खोल दूं, मैं पावर पॉइंट भी खोल लूं, मैं उसमें पेंट भी खोल लूं, मैं उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें खोल लूं। मैंने अगर ऑटोमेशन कर रहा है, मैंने उसमें जावा भी खोल लिया है, मैंने सेलेनियम भी खोल लिया, मैं सब कुछ खोल ली हूं। तो उस टाइम पर क्या होगा ना कि हमारा डिफरेंट एप्लीकेशन उस टाइम पे ना ओएस काम करना बंद कर देगा। तो मैं ऐसी टाइप की टेस्टिंग करूंगी। एग्जॉस्टिव टेस्टिंग इज नेवर पॉसिबल। यू कैन नॉट टेस्ट एवरीथिंग, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड। हमें अंडरस्टैंड करना है, जो कि हम आगे पढ़ेंगे कि हम कैसे अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं। पहला प्रिंसिपल। नाउ डिफेक्ट क्लस्टरिंग। अगर यहाँ पे इफ देयर आर एनी बैच कैंडिडेट हियर who has heard about the Pareto principle, there is something called as 80-20. There is something called as 80-20, which means that 80% of the problems lies in the 20% of the module. Guys, this is applicable not only to testing. ये सिर्फ टेस्टिंग में एप्लीकेबल नहीं है, ये हर जगह एप्लीकेबल है कि आपके जो जो रोजमर्रा के डे टू डे के जो प्रॉब्लम्स, 80% जो प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं ना, वो 20% चीजों की वजह से होते हैं। अगर मैं ये बोलूं ना कि मेरा वो 20% सॉर्ट आउट हो गया ना, तो मेरा 80% प्रॉब्लम खत्म हो गया। अगर मुझे कॉलेज में एडमिशन अच्छे कॉलेज में मिल गया ना, तो मेरा 80% प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व है। सिर्फ एक चीज है वहां कि मेरा कॉलेज में अच्छे एडमिशन हो जाए, मेरा 80% प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व है। Isn't it? So defect cluster मतलब एक क्लस्टर मतलब जहां पे सारी चीजें जमा होती हैं, उसको क्लस्टर बोलते हैं। ठीक है। So what happens is when you have an application, so there are possibilities that 80% of the defect will lie on those 20% of the मॉड्यूल और ऑफ द एप्लीकेशन। सपोज एक एप्लीकेशन में ना 10 मॉड्यूल्स है, तो हो सकता है कि जो क्रिटिकल दो मॉड्यूल्स है 80% ऑफ द डिफेक्ट्स उस दो मॉड्यूल में मिले। तो तुम्हारा अप्रोच क्या होगा कि तुम वो दो मॉड्यूल की ऐसी टेस्टिंग करो, बार बार ही टेस्टिंग करो कि वो सारा का सारा 80% प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाए। ये एक अप्रोच है। तो हमारे पास जब हमें कोई एप्लीकेशन देता है ना, तो हम समझने की कोशिश करते हैं सामने वाले से कि ओके इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शनैलिटी क्या है, ओ ओके दिस है ऑल राइट। सो मेरा जो थॉट प्रोसेस बैक ऑफ द माइंड रहेगा, ऑल राइट मैं सबसे पहले उस 80% को कवर करने की कोशिश करूंगी। ऑल राइट गाइज, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड डिफेक्ट क्लस्टरिंग। ओके, नाउ pesticide paradox. What is a pesticide? Let's understand the words pesticide. Pesticides is what? Insects. हाँ, paradox is means what? जो things काम नहीं करती है। ठीक है। Repetitive use of same pesticides to eradicate insects during farming will over time lead the insects to develop resistance to the pesticides. Meaning आप अगर same pesticides farming में use करते जाओगे, तो एक टाइम के बाद क्या होगा ना कि वो सारे insects उस पे रेजिस्टेंस डेवलप कर लेंगे। शुरू में तो 1000 मरेंगे, उसके बाद 100 मरेंगे, फिर उसके बाद 10 जो बचे रहेंगे ना, वो हमेशा बचे रहेंगे क्योंकि वो रेजिस्टेंट हो गए हैं। वो उनके ऊपर पेस्टिसाइड्स डालते 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 दे हैव नाउ डेवलप्ड अ रेजिस्टेंस। मीनिंग then how is it connected to the software testing? How is it connected to software testing? is अगर आप सेम अप्रोच लेके टेस्ट करोगे, मान लो मुझे कुछ टेस्ट करना है और मैं वहां पे 1 to 10 डालती हूँ, तो मैंने 1 to 10 डाला, एक बार ही काम नहीं किया, मैंने डेवलपर से फिक्स करा लिया कि यार काम नहीं कर रहा है, उसने फिक्स कर दी, फाइन फाइन, इट इज नाउ फिक्स्ड, यू गो अहेड। you do this exercise and then you have the same approach. आप हर बारी वैसे ही टेस्ट करते, तो एक टाइम ऐसा आएगा जब आपको डिफेक्ट्स ही नहीं मिलेंगे. आपको जब डिफेक्ट्स नहीं मिलेंगे, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि डिफेक्ट्स नहीं है, क्योंकि आपने सेम अप्रोच रखा है. पेस्टिसाइड पैराडॉक्स. सो सेम अप्लाइज टू टेस्टिंग. देखो, इफ द सेम सेट ऑफ repetitive tests are conducted, the method will be useless for discovering new defects. So you need to update your approach of testing. You need to find new ways of identifying defects. This is called pesticide paradox. Okay. Now the fourth point, testing shows a presence of defect. Absolutely. Absolutely. Why do we do a testing? We do the testing to identify the defects. Okay. So the core aim is to prove that the software is not working. The aim is not to prove that the software is working. ओके किसी ने हमें सॉफ्टवेयर दिया है, तो हमसे कोई पूछेगा कि टेस्टिंग क्यों कर रहे हो, तो हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि हम टेस्टिंग इसीलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हमें ये बताना है कि ना ये सॉफ्टवेयर बहुत अच्छा है. नहीं, हम टेस्टिंग इसलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हमें ये बताना है कि इस सॉफ्टवेयर में इतने सारे डिफेक्ट्स हैं और इसको फिक्स करने के बाद ही हम ये बोल पाएंगे कि सॉफ्टवेयर इज नाउ गुड टू यूज, इट फिट फॉर यूज. सो ऑफ कोर्स टेस्टिंग शोज द प्रेजेंस ऑफ डिफेक्ट. दैट इज व्हाई वी डू द टेस्टिंग. ठीक है. ये देखो, सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग reduces the probability of undiscovered defect. जो डिफेक्ट्स आज तक डिस्कवर नहीं हुए हैं, टेस्टिंग हम उससे क्या करेंगे, उस डिफेक्ट्स को डिस्कवर करेंगे और सामने लेके आएंगे. So this is what is software testing, reduces the probability of undiscovered defects remaining in the software. ठीक है. अगर उस पे सॉफ्टवेयर में डिफेक्ट्स रिमेन है तो हम उसको क्या करेंगे, उसको डिस्कवर करेंगे. Okay. Now, fifth principle is absence of error fallacy. What does it say? अब you have tested the software. आपने सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्ट कर लिया, है और आपने बोला कि सॉफ्टवेयर तो कोई डिफेक्ट नहीं है, कुछ भी डिफेक्ट नहीं है सॉफ्टवेयर में. वेरी गुड. द सॉफ्टवेयर इज नाउ रेडी टू यूज. उसके बाद भी ऐसा होता है कि सॉफ्टवेयर अगर 99% बग फ्री है, तब भी वो यूज करने लायक नहीं है. दिस कुड बी द केस. सो हम इससे क्या समझते हैं कि सॉफ्टवेयर खाली टेस्ट करने तक लिमिटेड नहीं है. सॉफ्टवेयर अगर मुझे ए चाहिए था, सपोज कर लो तुम में से किसी को एंड्रॉइड के फोन पसंद है, and you love Android phones, and someone gives you an iOS phone. Okay, though it is expensive than Android phone, though it is good as per them, but then you always wanted an Android phone. Even if an iOS phone is an error free, bug free, it is of no use, because आपकी requirement क्या थी? What you wanted was an Android phone. So if the software is having no defect, very good that the software is having no defect, but if it is not meeting what it is meant to do, then you cannot say that this software is good. तो ये कहता है, फिफ्थ प्रिंसिपल कहता है कि अगर एब्सेंस ऑफ एरर है, उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि सॉफ्टवेयर यूजेबल है. जब तक दो चीजें फिक्स ना हो जाएं, जब तक वो जिस चीज के लिए हमने बनाया है वो काम करना स्टार्ट ना कर दे और उसमें कोई डिफेक्ट ना हो, तब तक मेरे लिए वो सॉफ्टवेयर दोनों ही इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है. दैट मीन्स एब्सेंस ऑफ एरर फेलेसी. नाउ let us go to last two principle, early testing. हमें जितना जल्दी हो सकता है एप्लीकेशन में, उतना जल्दी टेस्टिंग स्टार्ट करना है. ओके. अर्ली टेस्टिंग हेल्प्स टू reduce the cost. It will be cheap. अगर तुम जितनी लेट टेस्टिंग करोगे और जितनी लेट हम उस डिफेक्ट को फिक्स करने की कोशिश करेंगे, कॉस्ट उतना ही इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, कॉस्ट उतना ही बढ़ जाएगा. So it is always recommended that you start finding the bugs means error means defect, that you start finding the bug the moment the requirements are defined. जैसे ही तुम्हें पता चलता है कि ये काम हमें करना है, वैसे ही तुम क्या करो, वैसे ही तुम टेस्टिंग करना स्टार्ट कर लो. सो अर्ली टेस्टिंग इज वन ऑफ द वेरी की प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ टेस्टिंग. Now, testing is context dependent. Absolutely. Now, what does it mean? So एक commercial site है, हमारे पास एक Amazon की site है और हमारे पास एक banking की site है. There are two different sites जिनका context अलग है. एक है commercial site, एक है e-commerce site which is meant for shopping. The second one is banking, which is meant for your money, which is meant for your investment. So the approach of testing will be different. तुम दोनों अप्रोच के साथ नहीं टेस्ट करोगे, उसमें उसका अप्रोच डिफरेंट होगा. तो तुम्हें एप्लीकेशन के ऊपर डिसाइड करना होगा कि हाउ मच एंड व्हाट टेस्टिंग यू आर गोइंग टू डू. टेस्टिंग इज कॉन्टेक्स्ट डिपेंडेंट, which basically means that the way you test an e-commerce site will be different than you test a commercial of the self application. All the developed softwares are not identical. Identical means same. All the सॉफ्टवेयर दो जो बनते हैं वो सेम नहीं होते हैं. गेमिंग का तुम्हें किसी ने बोला कि गेमिंग का सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्ट करो, PS5 टेस्ट करो, एंड किसी ने बोला कि कम ऑन टेस्ट एंड बैंकिंग एप्लीकेशन, द अप्रोच विल बी एंटायरली डिफरेंट. You might need to use a different approach, methodologies, techniques, and type of testing depending upon the application. डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द एप्लीकेशन. अगर हमारे पास कोई एटीएम मशीन की टेस्टिंग आई है और हमारे पास कोई अमेजोन की टेस्टिंग आई है, सो दे आर टू डिफरेंट एप्लीकेशंस. सो वी नीड टू टेस्ट दैट इन अ डिफरेंट मैनर. द अप्रोच विल बी डिफरेंट. ऑल राइट. So these were the 7 principles. I'm again going to go to our okay, again going to go to our this site. So for this one, the 7 testing principles. First one is testing shows the presence of defect. Yes, it does. Exhaustive testing is not possible, is impossible. Early testing, defect clustering. Okay. Defect clustering, you just need to remember the 80-20 Pareto principle. Pesticide paradox, same set of testing tests cannot be used always. Testing is context dependent. Absolutely. Absence of error fallacy does not mean that if there is no defect, the software is fit for use. Okay. So this is what is for today, guys. This is what we learned today. So I'm just going to the day 1. So we have covered all these topics at the day 1. So let me now quickly, before we open the session for a Q&A, let me just quickly look at the what the question and answers and the chat box for you, for me to answer your questions. Okay. Someone asked, is software testing a good job? Software testing is a very good job. We can expect a very good salary, as good as a development or as good as any other profession. Yes, guys, the recordings will be shared. Yes, absolutely. We are going to share the recordings shortly. If anybody has any questions, they can raise their hands. We can allow them to speak, or else we are good to end today's sessions, and tomorrow same timing we are going to meet. All right, guys. I'm there for 1 minute. So if anybody has any questions, please type in or raise your hands. I'll be happy to answer. And after 1 minute, we end the class. Who has raised the hands? Mahendra has raised the hand. Yes, Mahendra, go ahead. Okay, he's not available. Then let me allow Akshata. Yes, Akshata, if you have any questions, please speak. Akshata is also not there. So guys, if you raise your hands and if you are unavailable, kindly lower your hands. We want to give the opportunity to other one as well. Indrajit, yes, please go ahead. What is your question?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead. Yes.
What is tool used for cross browser testing and version control testing?
What is the tool used for? What you're saying?
Cross browser testing and version control testing.
So you can use the Selenium as well for the cross browser testing. Selenium is also used, and then there are cross brow, and other one is what did you say? The
Version
other.
control.
Yeah.
Version
So
control.
yeah. So version controlling also you can use Selenium for that as well.
Mm, yeah, this is
And
tool I know that, but
there
other
is
is
something called, yeah, so there are something called as a test sigma tool, which you can use, and one more tool is a lambda test. I'm not sure if you have heard about it. There are these two tools are there, which are very good tools, which are used for the version controlling and this cross browser testing.
yes, and some company using tools they have own built it for that testing.
Yeah, so the tools that are built by their companies on their own are specific to that companies, and that you will only be able to learn once you are in that company.
Yeah, apart from Selenium and other tools.
Correct, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And my one question, another question is it possible to cover all these topics within 12 days
Yes,
in
we will
one?
try to cover as much as possible, but then if you have anything specific, we can also connect and schedule the individual, because the needs of individuals are different. This is a generic class for everybody who has to be everybody has to be benefited. If there are something which is which the objective of an individual is different, then you would want to connect to us at an individual level.
Okay, but if it is not completed, then please extend 2 to 3 days
Let us
extra.
see. Yeah. Of course. I will try to cover up as much as possible, right?
Yeah, because finally our motto is to understand all the things.
Absolutely, Indrajit. Absolutely. And I'm happy that you have joined the class and taking the benefits of it. Please attend the class regularly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So then which tools are majorly used in companies? So company depends. All of the tools are being used by the companies. Selenium is used by the companies. So if, see, it depends on what company does. Right, it depends on what company does. If the company is into automation, they would want to use Selenium. If the company is into performance, they would want to use load runner, JMeter. It is similarly, it is a simple question like asking what kind of houses are built in India. So you have variety, right? So people stay in flats, people stay in individuals, people stay in bungalows. So it depends on the company needs, what tools they want to use. Yeah, so these are the major tools, like Selenium is very much in demand. So yes, that are the tools. Okay. So I please guys, we were going to have the classes tomorrow as well. Keep on what the difference between manual and automation? Of course, when we are going to cover the automation, we have a day for automation. In case you missed to look at this one, have a look, Annappa, that we are going to have an automation testing, wherein the first slide itself would explain the difference between the manual and automation. Okay. All right. So thank you everybody for joining the class, and I wish you a nice weekend. And thank you, Jasim, for your feedback. Thank you very much. I'll try to continue the same and help you guys. I'm just ending the session. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a nice day, all of you. Bye bye.
Tomorrow is it same timing, 2:30 p.m.?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.